So basically I'm about to give birth. Birthing vlog. See you later. Hi sisters, welcome back to my YouTube channel.
I wonder if we plugged it in over there, because here it's a little tight.
Hi sisters.
So yeah, that was a month ago. I got it done on January 15th. Yeah, January 15th. And it's now February 25th. And I need to do some explaining because this sounds really fucking bad. Like, it sounds like, what? Like, she wanted to get her boobs done at 15 or, no, not 15, 16. Like, she's fucking psycho. Like, I know I'm psycho, but no. It was because I had big ass boobs and everybody knew it. I literally don't think I met anybody and they didn't, like, look at them because, like, I mean, how can't you? Like, they were an E. So that's double D, triple D, then an E. So them shits were big. Like, I have a bra. Like, here, look. So right now, my boobs are this small. Like, they're kind of tiny. I don't know. Like, they're smaller now. And before, they were this big. Actually, bigger than this because my boobs were an E, but I wore a triple D because my size grew close to when I got them done. So I was like, I'm not just gonna get another fucking bra. Like, that's stupid. So I just sticked with this, and my boobs were literally coming out of my bra because of how big they were and how small this was compared to them. So, like, it wasn't even this, it was more than this. I had big tits. So I decided around July of 2018 to get them done. And I went to a plastic surgeon's office and worked out, like, if I could do it and, like, if I'm old enough, and, like, I turned out to be just, like, there. But it was also, like, a medical concern because I was having so much back pain, couldn't even do a lot of things at the gym. Like, I couldn't work out like everybody else can because I actually like to work out, and me getting it done would mean that I'd be able to actually do stuff with my life and wear clothes that, like, everybody else can, because with big boobs you can't wear, like, a V-neck shirt, or you can't wear, like, certain things because then people are like, oh, so you're trying to show off your tits. And I'm like, no, I'm not actually. I just have big boobs and I would like to wear this. But if it was on you, I'm sure you wouldn't have said anything of the sort. So I got them done on January 15th, and I basically went in the morning at like 5 in the morning, and I went to the hospital, and then they put me under anesthetic around like 10. So I was waiting there for a few hours, like 5, and then got put under, and then they took pictures of my boobs before, fun, like little nudes. I think she took them for the before and after because, like, I might want to see them in a few months, or like when she takes my after pictures when I go to my next plastic surgeon's appointment. She wants to take, like, the after pictures and, like, compare them and, like, see, like, oh, like, look how better they look. And then, so the juicy part, after the surgery, I was, like, really loopy. Like, as you can tell from the last time you saw me, I was, like, all drugged and shit. So that was right after I got out. And when you're, like, under anesthetic, like, it doesn't completely wear off until, like, the next day. Like, you're still, like, in the head, you're like, yeah, I'm fine, but you, like, literally look drugged because you are drugged. So that's why I looked like shit and I sounded like shit, and I was like, hey sisters, like, I literally don't understand. I don't remember even fucking doing that. Like, it's so, like, okay, like, fun, you're not James Charles, but okay. The next day I was allowed to shower, but the morning of that day I went into my plastic surgeon's office because you have a day after appointment. And then so I went there, and then I got home, and she's like, oh, you can shower. So I went home, and a couple hours after I got home, I was taking off the bandages because, like, I had oh, cute, you can see my bra. I was taking off the bandages, and I realized my nipple was off. I literally didn't have a nipple anymore, and I was like, oh, fun, that's great. Like, what the fuck? One nipple was on, one was off, because they had to sew them back on, because pretty much with my boobs, The way they cut me open was it's like an anchor. So it goes like underneath and then up. So like underneath your boob, under boob, and then it goes up and then it goes a circle around your nipple. So they cut all that off. Like they cut all that out and then they sew it back up. So they cut skin out too because my boobs aren't that big anymore. I went from an E to a D. So basically that means that my boobs aren't that big anymore. They're really not, but they're like still like enough. Like it's still like good for my body type. So it turned out that my nipple was off and I was like, what the fuck? Because half of it was like unpeeled. So there was open flesh. So I was bleeding and that's fun. Like that's so fun. I literally love that so much for me. I had no nipple. I had no left nipple. So my mom was like, oh fuck, we're going to the ER. So we got in the car and we went straight down to Toronto and we were waiting in the waiting room for, how long? We were waiting in the waiting room for probably about 4 to 4.5 hours. So then we finally went in and we're waiting in the emergency room, operating room, because they weren't gonna put me under again. They weren't gonna do all that. So they put me in there and the guy came in and he put the table down and I was laying down and he just put needles in me, like freezing needles. So he freezed all around my boob. And then I watched him sew up my nipple. Like, yeah, I wanted to throw up. Like I gagged. Like I've never gagged in my life. Oh my God, I'm so stupid. I've never gagged because of something being disgusting in my life, but that shit was disgusting. Like I could never be a doctor. I could never fucking watch that shit. Like it was so gross. Like it literally was the most disgusting thing that's ever happened to me. Like I was gushing blood. Cause open flesh, like again, my flesh was open. I didn't have any skin covering it. So my flesh was open and I was bleeding. And he basically just sewed me back up in front of me. And then I went home around like 4 a.m, I like to say. And then the next day I went back to the hospital to go and talk to my plastic surgeon. She was like, oh, that's weird that happened. And so there was like complications with it, but we don't know what necessarily happened to make that happen in the first place. Like we have no idea why my nipple just came off. Like that's so fucking rude of my nipple to just like not want to be there anymore. And then now it's been a month and 5 days because it's the 25th of February. I'm also 16 years old, so it's kind of weird like to think about the fact that I got plastic surgery, because it is plastic surgery, because I'm changing my boobs. I got like a breast reduction and I got lifted. So they didn't just take out the fat and then just sew my nipple back on. Like they took all the fat out, they lifted them up, and then, because no girl with big boobs is gonna tell you naturally big boobs, that her boobs just sit high up. Like there's no such thing. I'm sorry, but there's no such thing. Any girl with big boobs, sorry to break it to you, but they're not perky. Like they're not gonna be perky or as perky as girls with small boobs. So when I got it, they had to lift them up for them to look good. So they look good. Thank God. Like I go through all that and they look bad. But yeah, they look really good. And I'm actually not in any pain. I wasn't really in any pain. Like I was like, I don't know. Like I don't know why I wasn't in any pain. Like I got fucking sewed back up and I'm like, oh yeah, fine. Like literally 2 days after I went and hung out with friends and I like I don't know. Like I'm just fucking psycho. Sorry. But yeah. I got my boobies done and it is real. It's not fake. And yeah, like I don't really know. And like it's kind of weird talking about it because I don't want to like for people to be like, oh, so she's plastic now. Like I'm not plastic. There's no plastic inside me. There's no like silicone. There's no boob fillers or like Brazilian butt lifts. Like I didn't get any of that shit. So I'm very real. Somewhat. Yeah. That's all pretty much for this video. It's kind of confusing, but basically I just got a boob boob job, and I'm 16 years old, which is underage, but it had to happen, because if I had kids and I kept my boobs the way they were, I probably would have had like H. Anyway, I think that's all, and I don't know, like, it's weird doing this shit again, because like I kind of was doing, like, I was making like a video a week, and then I just fucking stopped, and I was like, oh yeah, I'm gonna make videos, and then I'm like, no, never mind, fuck that. I think that's gonna be all. If you have any questions or like something like that, just like DM me or whatever, because I'm sure there's been people who like actually want to get it done now that they know that I've gotten it done, so like they don't feel as like scared to get theirs done, because it's like once you know somebody else has done something and like you know them well, it's like, oh, maybe I should too, or like do something like that. But not guys, only women. Sorry guys, some of you don't have tits, so don't really know how that would work out. I will see you maybe never. I don't really know. Maybe never. Might not ever make a YouTube video ever again. I don't know. Depends on how this does. So yeah. I will see you maybe. I don't fucking know. Okay, bye.